Have you ever been in a conversation where you felt like the other person wasn't really listening to you? You're sharing something important, but their eyes dart around, or they interrupt with their own story, making you feel unheard.
Frustrating, right?
Now flip the question. Have you ever caught yourself doing the same thing? It's not your fault. Most of us were never taught how to truly listen. In a world that's getting louder every day, where everyone is fighting to be heard, one of the most underrated superpowers you can develop is the ability to listen. Not just to hear, but to really listen. Let me tell you something surprising. Studies have shown that listening is one of the most powerful tools for building relationships, solving conflicts, and even achieving success. Yet, it's a skill most people ignore. Think about it. We spend years learning to read, write, and speak, but how much time have we spent learning how to listen? Probably none. Here's why this matters. When you truly listen, you're doing more than just hearing words. You're understanding emotions, connecting with people on a deeper level, and showing them that they matter.
And
that's where the magic happens. Let me share a story. There's this man named Nelson Mandela, someone you've probably heard of. He was a leader who changed the world, but one of his greatest strengths was something unexpected: his ability to listen. Mandela would sit in meetings and let everyone speak first. He wouldn't interrupt, judge, or rush to give his opinion. Instead, he absorbed what everyone said, piecing together different perspectives. Only after he truly understood, he would share his thoughts. And when he spoke, people listened because they felt heard. Mandela once said, "Courageous people do not fear forgiving, for the sake of peace." But that courage often starts with listening to understand, not to respond. The truth is, being a good listener can transform every part of your life. In your relationships, it builds trust. In your career, it helps you solve problems. And within yourself, it brings clarity and peace. But how do you become a better listener? It starts with a shift in mindset. Listening isn't just about staying silent while someone talks. It's about being fully present. That means putting away distractions, your phone, your thoughts, your assumptions, and focusing entirely on the other person. The next step is to listen to understand, not to reply. This is where most people get it wrong. We often listen just enough to prepare our response, waiting for our turn to speak. But true listening means letting go of the need to have the right answer. It's about asking questions, showing empathy, and being okay with silence. Let's try a quick exercise. Think of the last conversation you had. Were you fully present? Did you let the other person finish their thoughts? Did you ask follow-up questions to dive deeper? Or were you just waiting to jump in with your own story? The answers might surprise you. Here's another thing about listening. It's not just about other people. It's also about listening to yourself. In the chaos of life, we often ignore our own thoughts and feelings. We get so busy that we forget to ask ourselves, how am I really doing? Taking time to listen to yourself is just as important as listening to others. It's how you stay grounded, make better decisions, and take care of your mental health. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time someone truly listened to you? When was the last time you felt understood, without interruptions or judgments? That feeling is rare, isn't it? And it's exactly why the world needs more listeners. Imagine how much better our relationships, workplaces, and communities would be if we all practiced the art of listening. If we all made people feel seen, heard, and valued. So, here's my challenge for you. For the next 24 hours, practice intentional listening. Whether it's with a friend, family member, or a stranger, give them your full attention. Don't interrupt. Don't judge. Just listen. And see how it changes the conversation and your connection. Because in a world where everyone wants to be heard, being the one who listens is what sets you apart. It's not just a skill, it's a gift. Let's create a world where listening is valued as much as speaking. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all.